Hello, dear decision scientist. Today we go for the fourth session of simulation. Today's session is completely in connection with the case we discussed last session. So quickly we start with some activities because the case was completely discussed last session, and if you are not caught up, please check the previous session PowerPoint and lecture. Okay, in this activity, after you are caught up with the case that was about checking the delay time at the inspection station, because they want to know if one inspector is enough to satisfy the standards they need in their factory. And the standards is determined by delay time. Okay, we are going to do it in this way. We are going to simulate the delay time, the average delay time, in the situation that there is only one inspection station. If it is greater than 1 minute, it means it is violating the standards of the company and they need to add to the number of inspection stations. Okay, but with the activities, we are going to do this step by step according to the total style we have had regarding this course from the beginning of this semester. Activity 1, it says, we launch our simulation from the time 0. It is not something new that we only doing this for this activity. No, 99% of the simulation start from 0, and we discussed it in the previous session, and it is for the sake of simplicity and it doesn't constrain generalization of our problem. Just for simplicity, you start from 0. Okay, if you start working in your company at 9 a.m. Okay, 9 a.m. is 0. If you start at 8 a.m., 8 a.m. is 0. And if you start at 7 a.m., 7 a.m. is 0. But here, in this problem, we are going to start it from 0 no matter in real life when is the starting time, because it just needs a quick adjustment. We launch our simulation from the time 0. If the arrival and inter-arrival times of scarf n, we have scarf 1, scarf 2, scarf 3, scarf 4. So here, to make our notation general one, it talks about scarf n. So it says we are gonna denote arrival time of scarf n with ARN. And here, that is arrival of n. N is the index of the scarf and AR is initial of arrival. And here it talks about inter-arrival time of a scarf n, that we are going to show it with in n. In is the initial of inter-arrival. It says write the formulas to calculate the arrival time of the first 3 scarf. When it tells you write the formula to calculate the arrival time of the first 3 scarf, okay, so now you see here it tells you the arrival time of a scarf n is denoted by ARN. So AR1 would be the arrival time of scarf 1. AR2 equal arrival time of scarf 2. Arrival 3 equal arrival time of scarf 3. And like that we continue. So take your time and stop the video and write AR1. What is AR1? According to the things that we discussed last session, it has something to do with the simulation start time, that is 0, and inter-arrival. Stop the video and try your best before you check the answer in just following seconds. Okay, here you see the formulation for calculation of the first 3 arrivals. Here, for the first arrival, it says arrival of scarf 1 equal to 0 because it is the start of the simulation, so makes sense, plus inter-arrival 1. Inter-arrival time is the time after 0, because before that we don't have any other scarf. There is no scarf 0. So inter-arrival 1 is the time between 0 and the arrival of the first customer. So inter-arrival 1. So when you want to calculate, because the first scarf has inter-arrival, the second scarf has inter-arrival, the third scarf has inter-arrival. So when you add the inter-arrival of the first scarf plus 0, you get the arrival time of scarf 1. When you add inter-arrival of the second scarf plus the arrival of the first scarf, as you can see here, because it works like this: 0, and we have arrival time of first. After that, arrival time of first, we have arrival of the second one. After that, we have the arrival of the third one. What is between 0 and arrival 1? It is inter-arrival 1. What is between arrival 1 and arrival 2? It is inter-arrival 2. Here, between arrival 2 and arrival 3, we have inter-arrival 3. So here you see the formulation: AR1 equals 0 plus inter-arrival 1. Arrival 2 equals arrival 1 plus inter-arrival 2. Arrival 3 equals arrival of 2, the previous scarf, plus inter-arrival of the third one. So if I want to continue and go for arrival of the fourth one, arrival of the fourth one equal to arrival of the third one plus inter-arrival of the fourth one. This one relates to the previous scarf. This one relates to the scarf itself. Let me write for the other one. Arrival of fifth one equal arrival of 4 plus inter-arrival of 5. And like that we continue. I continue to the next slide, but since it is a pre-recorded session, you can very easily repeat this video many times until you get all the points about that, and feel free to contact me if you have any question. Let's do activity 2 together. In activity 2, the focus is on the inspection activity, inspection process. It says, if the inspection start and completion times of scarf N are denoted by SN and FN respectively. Of course, SN is start time of the inspection and FN is the completion time. F for finish, and S for start. Write the formulas to calculate the inspection start time of the first 6 scarf. Okay, here it is telling you to write the formula for the inspection start time. Here it says inspection start time is shown or denoted by S. Okay, the inspection start time of scarf 1, inspection start time of scarf 2, scarf 3, I continue here, scarf 4, scarf 5, and scarf 6. Okay. Now you should, similar to the previous activity, use your common sense and try to fill out the other side of this equation with the formula. Now it is asking you, what is the start time of customer scarf 1? I'm going to help you a little bit about that. Imagine you are a bank teller and you are sitting in the compartment that you are, and you are waiting for the customer. And now there is no customer in the bank. Okay. When you start serving the first customer, use your common sense. There is no one in the bank and you are sitting and waiting for customer. When you start service of the first customer, that's the question for that. When you come up with that question, you answer it here. After that, imagine you are for S2, because after that I would ask you to stop the video and try to fill out these things. Again, if I want to help you, I should tell you that S2 denotes start time of the second scarf. Okay. Imagine you are sitting in your bank and there are some people in the branch, and now you are serving the first customer. Okay. Am I right with the word? Yeah. Then the service to the second customer starts. And remember, now you are dealing with the first customer. Just try to use your common sense and fill it out, and after that you can check the answer and absolutely more elaboration on the next slide. Okay, here you see the answer. If you have written another answers and you believe they are correct, they could be. Because maybe instead of putting F1 here, you have put something else. It's possible to write this type of constraints in another way, because some students go further and they define some new parameters and they define it. No problem with that. That's completely okay. But the ones that you see in the PowerPoint in our lecture are the ones that are simplest. Okay, so the service to the first customer starts as soon as the customer arrives. The service to the second customer starts when the service to the previous customer ended. The service to the third customer starts when the service to the second customer ends. And like that it continues. So it's completely makes sense, because when there are many people in the bank branch, okay, the service to the next one starts when the service to the current one ends. So that's the reason we see S2 equal to F1, S3 equal to F2, and like that. But about the first customer, since there is no previous customer, it starts as soon as the first customer arrives, and in our case it is scarf.